Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode of 165. New project, same as the old project. Yeah, I've got a new project. Jay and I are going to be working on something together for Tacticon, which is coming up in Kansas City in November. So we've got basically, 5.5 months to get this done. We'll dive into that here in a little bit, but we'll talk about something else first, which is, of course, Wiley Games. Um, so, one of the big YouTube channels out there for gaming finally decided to take a look at Fistful of Lead Reloaded, and I guess they liked it. It's a channel that's got like something like 100,000. So finally, one of the big boys is taking notice. Happy to see that. They did a pretty good job overall. There was a couple of things that they missed, but for the most part, they played it well. So yeah, that's all good there. And hopefully, what that means is now that people have seen it more than just on my channel or Warmutt's channel or the Fistful of Lead channel. And remember, boys and girls, it's Fistful, 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 not Fistful. It's Fistful. Maybe we'll start seeing more copies getting sold and more stuff out the door. So head on over there. If you haven't already picked it up, go pick it up. You know where to go. Wiley-games.com. So yeah, it's good stuff. The two newest books are available. That is Arena of Blood, which is not a Fistful of Lead game. Keep that in mind. It's not Fistful of Lead. It is its own game with its own set of rules. It's similar that it uses the same basic cards. Activation is different, and some of the cards are different. But all in all, a great game. And then, of course, Codex Galactica, the Grim Dark Edition. Great book for all the 40K love out there. So check it out. And with that in mind, checking it out is Mr. Murray. How you doing, sir?
What's up, man? What are we checking out? I'm sorry, I'm late.
That's okay. We're talking about the big YouTube channel, big in our world, that took a look at Fistful of Lead finally.
That was on tabletop, right?
Yep.
Formerly Beasts of War.
Yeah. So it only took them however many years they've been around to check it out.
I mean, Jay said he sent him a copy a while back, didn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Either way, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I noticed that. Were they using the old Reloaded?
I don't know if they were using the old Reloaded or if they were using the new second edition or third edition or whatever edition it is. Okay. I need to pick up a copy. I have not gotten a copy of the new Reloaded.
Reloaded 2?
Yeah.
That's fair. It's pretty awesome. Like
it is.
It's got all the extra cowboy chrome with horses and whatnot and kind of an update to that whole, original, right?
Yep. Yep, exactly.
I kind of enjoyed some of the quirks in the first one, like how shock and wounds were different.
Yeah.
But I'm happy where we're at.
The great thing is, though, is that if you do have a copy of that version of Fistful of Lead Reloaded, nothing's stopping you from playing it.
Play the Christ out of it, yeah. I was about to say, I remember on the old channel, it was said we were playing Reloaded at one point in time, so I came, gunned up for Reloaded, ready to rock with those rules. and then was very quickly like, "Oh, what? Yeah, this is reloaded. Open the damn book."
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like core. Well, it's like core, but it's not core. Or else
It's
it
not
would be
exact. Yeah, it's like it, but not really.
core. Well, that's the nice thing though too is that now, I mean, that was the only book that was different in terms of those core mechanics with wounding and everything being slightly different. So
Right.
now each and every one of the books has the exact same, um, rules, structure, and systems, which is kind of nice.
Sure.
Uh,
Yeah. That way, no matter what genre you pick up, you're essentially once you got one set down, you got them all down.
oh yeah, exactly. Um, which is yeah, it's oh man, I wasn't paying attention to which of these things I just printed. So I'm still just rolling through printing a metric piss load of these uh, little island things
Mm-hmm.
that we talked about. I think did we only talk about that? Was that last week
That was last week, my friend.
when I got shit a chicken because I
Eight
can
short 8 short days ago.
fully cover a 2x2 surface with islands packed in,
Nice.
which means
So you should be able to get a 3x3 pretty good if you stretch them out a bit.
or a 4x4, yeah, because each of the bridges is like 4 or 5 inches long. Yeah, dude, these
Uh,
things print out wonderfully.
but by the way, Meandering Mike says he pisses in imperial, not in metric.
Well, we all got to do different things, Mike. Sometimes we piss liters, sometimes we piss quarts, sometimes we piss gallons. Sometimes we piss milliliters, and those are the days we really need to worry about.
Yeah, those are the days you got to drink more water.
Yeah, dog. That or figure out your damn prostate. One of the two.
Yeah, if that's coming out, if this is coming out brown and chunky, um, you might need to have your kidneys checked.
No, the hospital. Especially if it's chunky. But
Yeah,
in either case, yeah, dude. I've been printing those things. Again, it's one of those kind of nice things where it's not. I kind of enjoy that about FDM printing. For the longest time, I was terrified of FDM printing, as you know.
yeah,
So I didn't touch it.
but
But the fact that it's like the easy bake friggin' oven of 3D printing is pretty slick. Like,
yeah,
especially once I started looking at things. And it was when I printed off those Patrick Miniatures buildings that I realized, oh shit, you can actually do this and not have supports on your stuff, which is massively helpful.
yes,
Like,
yes, it is.
Because FDM supports and supports on resin models are very different. Very different, especially when it comes to removal. So that was a little discouraging, printing out a bunch of stuff with supports that I don't even think I necessarily needed supports for, looking at some of the gaps and whatnot that these Patrick Miniatures things get.
Yeah,
Like I said, there's a bunch of just straight window sills and window ledges and door frames that are entirely unsupported. And despite the fact that it's a half inch, 5/8 gap, they printed out just fine. I don't know if it's some sort of advancement in how quickly the head moves across those areas or what, but
it works.
Is it helpful? Like,
It works, and that's half the battle.
yeah. So like with these islands, there are slight overhangs, but none to the point where I've had a failure. So I could quite literally just hit a random island, press start, look at when it's going to come up, come back when it's up, and then, I mean, they're Bob's your uncle, Shazam, right? Because I walk over, I pull off the little test filament that's on the corner of the build plate,
Yeah.
pops the island off. And honestly, if the island has sat there for more than about 3, 4, 5 minutes, you don't have to pop it off. You can just pick it up. So it really is quite nice. And I think it was Scala last week that was coming in clutch with the tech support.
Right.
Talking about how to make sure that you don't have edges peeling up. I'll tell you what, I upped my build plate temp. Haven't had a single issue. And some of these islands are big.
Outstanding. Yeah, he was asking about that.
Needless to say, tickled pink. Couldn't be happier. Was always thinking about looking for more stuff to print for this, because honestly, these are going to be really easy because they're not islands that would have any sort of vegetation on them. So the extent of the work I'm going to really need to put into these is I'll probably prime them like black first off, at least from the bottom, then hit them with a dark brown and move into a gray. And then if I can find a lighter gray rattle can, I'll do that. But I'm not going to get too into it. And then I'll hit them with, with some grit and, whatnot, where guys are supposed to run and do all that stuff. And then, to be honest with you, I'm probably just going to soak them in watered down PVA. A, so that nothing can happen to them. And B, I'm thinking what I'll do is, in order to prevent any sort of slip sliding, with the islands in the middle of play, I was thinking about putting them out on one of the, work mats.
Yeah.
Put one of those under the water mat and then just glue some tacks to the underside of my island so I can just stick them right down and they won't move at all. It'll make the islands pretty murdery, but whatever.
Yeah.
And then from there, I was going to put blue tack under each end of each bridge. Again, just to make sure that they don't move anywhere, but also so I can take them back apart without any troubles.
It sounds like a plan right there.
It does, and it sounds like one that is abundantly executable as well. Like it's not going to be an issue at all. And then without putting vegetation on them, I can, if I want to use them for the interior of a cave, I can use them for the interior of a cave. If I want to use them for, chunks on a lava planet, I can use them for chunks on a lava planet. It's just going to be a question of getting a little bit of contrast and good grit that isn't just monochrome, as well as painting the bridges entertainingly so that they can still look good and simple. If I were to just spray prime the bridges in like a wood color or a khaki and then prime the stone in gray and throw those onto the table, that could work, but I wouldn't be super duper delighted about it. So we're not going to do that. But anyways, so that's fun. I did that. I double checked, triple checked, quadruple checked that I have the weekend of Battles and Brews off. So.
And you do.
I do. So, we couldn't be any better if you put titties on it. Let's be honest here. So we are just rocking and rolling.
So, the project I have been working on has been coming along quite nicely. I'm going to embiggen myself here for a second.
Nord, Monopoly buildings work great, and you can get them really, really cheap on like eBay and Amazon. Sorry, he was asking about 2 or 3 millimeter buildings, and those are perfect for it. Holy decals, Chris. God damn.
Now, I did kind of mess up on this side The K got tucked underneath, but you know what? So what?
No, it looks great, man.
I do
It
need to
looks great.
paint the back half of the rudder yellow,
Yeah.
same as the nose, and then get the aircraft number put on it. And I just realized that I had put the star on the wrong side. It's supposed to be over here. And I
Man,
had
you
put
know the one person that's going to recognize that?
get me.
Stop talking about it. Yeah.
No, no, Reese. It is not Old Crow, although it is from the same squadron. It is Lil Kitten. Um, if you can see right there, it says Lil Kitten on that decal
Oh,
right there.
Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
Yeah.
Um, Nord, I have not played Volley and have I played Volley? If I have played Volley and Bandit, it has been a long time. Command Decision has also been quite a while. Todd has played more Command Decision than I have. Um, with what scale are you playing in? Are you playing in like 10 or 6? I saw you mention 10 earlier, but then you were asking about 2 or 3 millimeter buildings. What let me know what you're working with miniatures, and we can kind of get an idea, because I get what you're saying. Where yeah, you have built up areas, not um, buildings to hop into. That's
That sounds
only
very.
15 for World War II
That
and
sounds
10 mil for
very
AW
uh,
musketry.
with built up areas. That sounds very much like the Blitzkrieg, uh, a Cold War commander type game.
Uh huh. Yep.
There we go.
Um.
That's fixed.
Nice. Hell yeah. There you go.
So, so I just have 7 more
Nord.
of these to go.
There you go. Easy day.
Oh yeah.
Nord. With 15 millimeter for World War II and 10 mil for AW musketry, the the trick there is you could probably get away with some of the same buildings if you're playing European theater. Um, and I would almost say just go with like 10 mil and do exactly what you're talking about with cutting down pink foam. You can absolutely do that. You can also do balsa wood and make really good houses. If you get like a balsa wood, you can either get like a rectangular prism and then cut the, slope, the slant into the houses and the roofs if you want to, or you can do um, a square rod and then a triangular rod, and you cut the triangular rod the same distance, or the same length. Either one of those would work. I always kind of go one, scale band, for lack of a better term, down as an acceptable thing, especially when you're, um, yeah, Nord, you absolutely could. And honestly, if you're just looking at Napoleonic, you could probably get away with a shitload of Monopoly houses, buddy. Um, there are some people who run with 6 mil buildings and 15 mil figures. That much always bugged me. So it looks like your dudes are running around a Garden Railroad set, but it's up to you. The nice thing is, um, if you use pink foam and balsa and Monopoly houses, your budget for terrain for your 10 mil guys is going to be about $5-10. So at that point in time, you can just do whatever you want to for your World War II. Um, let's see. Um, the bulbous pipe cleaner trick is also super handy when you're making like 6 and 2 mil buildings, or if it's a more manicured, tree and garden, even 15s. But yeah, um, it's a good way to make little 1 inch or so, maybe 2 inch, depending on the pipe cleaners you get. Um, Pine or pine-esque trees. Nord, I never even thought about that. That would probably work super well. I bet you could find some of the either free or nearly cheap paper buildings on, uh, like, not Drives for RPG, War Games Vault, and probably cut them down. Uh, oh, damn, look at Rich. And put them straight onto that instead of trying to glue them together with the flaps and the glue and all that stuff. You just put it on the solid. Rich, that's awesome. Um, there you go. Tomix has got it. But hit the Flameswar, hit the beach for $29. That's wildly good. That's badass.
Yeah,
I
it
think the
is.
I ever saw or got it for was like 45 or 50 back in the day.
Yeah,
Good luck with the Shermans. They're a pain in the butt. The rest of that kit is always.
yeah. And the other thing on top of all that is now you've got an army to not have to play Flames of War Fourth Edition. You got two armies that you can play Chain of Command with.
You can play Chain of Command. You can play, again, Blitzkrieg Commander. You can play Rommel if you're into the bigger scale Rommel stuff. You can play, I said Blitzkrieg Commander, right? You can play
Yep.
Fistful of Toes. There's all kinds of stuff. I'm not the hugest fan of multi-basing Chain of Command figures because it does use individual figure removal, but it's certainly not the hardest thing to get around. Um, but yeah, uh, um, either way, it's a great kit. It's got good. The infantry's good for both sides. The tanks are good for the Germans. The tanks aren't bad for the Americans. They're just a pain in the butt to get together, and
Right.
get together with no gaps. And hopefully, Battlefront has fixed that. I kind of doubt it, but I hope they would have.
You would think. So you've been printing the ass out of those little island things. I've been working on my airplanes, and now, because apparently I'm an idiot, I am going to be working on a new project with Jay, my brother, um, and we are going to put on, hopefully, a game of this Quar's War at Tecticon.
The core stuff from like
Zombie
Wargames
stuff.
Atlantic.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. What about when are we going to play Kanji City?
So, my brother, and I love him dearly, but my brother is a bit of a gaming magpie. And um, he has shelved that for now. And the big reason is Joey, the junior war gamer, is really hip on the core and the quar.
I
And
got you.
so he wants to do, Jay wants to do anything and everything he can to keep him, um, what's what I'm looking for here, engaged, if you will. in gaming. So we are going to go. We're going to do this Quar's War. Now, part of it is my fault because I got, I got one Quar back in the day when I was still living in Austin for Donna to paint. Um, and she did an excellent job on him, of course. And I'm going to go ahead and embiggen my. Oh, I am still embiggen. Here we are. So she painted him up. This little guy right here. This is the cook character. And he's been painted for, oh boy, 10 years now. And she enjoyed painting him up. So, you know, Joey saw him and thought, oh man, that's really cool. And so here we are. So we're going to be doing a game of This Quar's War, building up for a game, a full blown game at Tacticon. So that's the new project. I'm taking on the Crusaders, which are the fighters for freedom and justice against the ever present evils that are the old royal families of Quar. And we're going to see how it goes. I told Donna that I am going to do my very best to keep him on track with this time because he does do a bit of magpiery by jumping from project to project, and it drives me absolutely berserk because I start getting into something and start working on it, and he decides, oh no, I want to do something else. So hopefully we can make this work out. Um, I'm still, of course, working on my airplanes. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually painting on my airplanes right now. Um, I'm painting green across the top of this P-51 to make it be
Nice.
uh, just the top edge, which is very difficult to do to make it and still make it look good. Um, because this one is going to be hurry home honey, the P-51 hurry home honey. So let's see. Nord, yeah, you. I don't know if you already mentioned this. Um, uh, McMurray on the foam core. You can. You just have to be very. You have to have a very sharp knife. That's the real trick. A very sharp knife. A very sharp knife and a very straight edge. But you should be able to do it. To do uh, a Windsor style house or a Tudor style house. Um, I've read through the rules. I read through the Reese. I've read through this Quar's War probably 10 or 15 years ago, and they seem to be pretty good. We're actually going to sit down and actually play them finally. I think. Um, Burrows and Badgers. Those miniatures are charming and quite lovely. Um, the thing with with that is I've got some old miniatures that uh, I can't even remember the name anymore, and I don't think they even make. I don't think the company is even in existence. But they had Scottish Highland Badgers, and they are literally badgers with kilts. That would their cavalry rode giant weasels, and then had some kangaroos that were done up like Zulus. So they had the oblong oval shields with the multiple spears in one hand and a single spear in the other. The Zulu Roos, as they were called. And then the Turkish Empire was were otters. So they were the Ottoman Turks. Oh, I'm sorry, no, the Ottomans rode the giant weasels. The uh, the Scottish Badgers rode cassowaries. So yeah, and I've got those downstairs in a box somewhere. I should at some point in time get them out and paint them. Maybe just for you know why the fuck not type thing. But um, I'm a hobby. Reese says I'm a hobby pack rat. Marked two pickup beds full of moved two pickup beds full of minis. That's rookie numbers right there, son. You got to pump those numbers up.
You know,
Uh,
shit, you're cheating because they're giant miniatures.
yeah,
How
exactly.
are you do that with 28s and under?
Um, yeah, sharp knife, steady hand, Nordic. Metal L shaped ruler. Yeah, the metal L shaped ruler is called a T square, and that'll absolutely help you keep stuff going straight. Uh, let's see. Oh yeah, yeah, Nord. Yeah, I trust me. I've had many past dogs and cats. Miss every one of them. Let's see. YouTube channel Colonel A Truth's miniature issues making a 10 millimeter city from scrap. There you go. Yeah, Skylar Gremlin says, aren't Reese's minis just G.I. Joes? Yeah, the actual 12-inch ones, too. Um, so, but yeah, we're going to do this Horse War. He's already ordered a box of the Koftrians and a box of the Crusaders plastics. If you get them directly from Atlantic War Games Atlantic or whatever it is, they're only like 35 dollars a box for 24 miniatures, which isn't bad. And then if you go on to my mini factory, he's got a tribe that if you join, you get all kinds of head swaps and weapon swaps out. So Jay's
Who's
done
that?
that also. Josh, however the hell you spell his or pronounce his last name, Terrier, or I don't know.
Okay. All right.
So, hold on. I have a cat going berserk out here.
I like this making fun of Reese's giant miniatures thing. Yeah, his miniatures sometimes go out with Barbie.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
You know what?
Um,
That's okay because it's whatever he needs to do to have fun with his toys.
it's the pink convertible that gets his guys into Way City that's just always awkward. Like, buddy, what?
Yeah. But,
I played a bunch of GI Joe in 28 millimeter Scala. Uh, the guy who runs Geek Gaming USA Tim, he's a big fan of G.I. Joe and a lot of the
Big
80s
fan.
cartoons. Big fan.
Big fan.
Yeah, so plenty of G.I. Joe, Johnny Quest, all kinds of miniatures. Yeah, it's pretty outstanding. But yeah, if you hop on Geek Gaming, you can usually find some of it. That if you dig around on the Special Artists and Services Miniatures group, you can usually find a bunch of it. Like the great big fucking like interstellar lasers and shit, and the vehicles, and especially like the people, like the Cobra guys and all that. Lots of that stuff.
Yep. So what have y'all been doing out there? I know Chris Long has been doing a lot of printing and painting. I'm sure I'm sure the machine that is our friend Charles has been painting orcs like nobody's business, probably. um, Reese says he's about 15 minutes from home. Hi, Puss. Hi, how are you? I'm painting here, baby.
Reese is 15 minutes from what?
From home. Go on, go on. Hop down.
Well, that seems silly. You should probably go home, bud. Like, what are you talking about?
He's on his way home. He's been driving.
Oh. You guys might not know this, but Reese is making the slowest move since humans migrated out of the Fertile Crescent.
Yeah, yeah, he is. But
like, believe it or not, humanity migrated from Asia across the Bering Straits and reached Chile faster than Reese is moving from house to house. Yeah, it's
Pusscat, come on.
Almost embarrassing. It's always so funny.
To paint. And this is why I keep my door shut. Yeah, Reese will be jumping on as soon as he gets home.
Oh, he is?
Water. Go on, get.
Oh, dang, look at that. What a guy. Get excited, folks. Prepare to go crazy and harass the shit out of him.
Cat, you're killing me.
Put him back outside.
Little girl.
Or, here's another fun one. Just go put him in a different room so he can't sit outside of your house or your door and do it.
Yeah, that's about what's going to happen.
It's happened. I used to have to deal with my brother's little dogs.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna decat my room. Come here, you.
Hell yeah. I think it was Chris Long asked if I was printing Martian Jet. I have not started printing Martian Jet. I told myself I was going to focus on one project that I need to have done by next weekend. And then I might start doing that, assuming I can get a good headway and get a fix on how long it's going to take me to do this stuff for Battles and Brews. But yes, I already have a couple build plates of Lobototrons out, as well as smaller tripods that are in the style of the old ones. I was kind of disappointed that none of those files that they sent out are pre-supported. It seems like that's kind of just an industry standard now. Whether it's, the full professional sports, like it's all you're going to need, or at least getting a start. It was.
Did we lose you, McMurray? I think we might have lost him. Let's see here. Yes, Mike. The original G.I. Joe was the 12-inch Barbie size. Reese says got the last load out the night the tornado hit.
3D. Huh?
Yeah, I don't know what happened to you. You were talking this entire time and we didn't hear you.
No fucking way. Are you serious?
Yep.
I'll explain Scala's. It's not what Jay told me where he finished his mid-sentence. I was saying that at some point in time, I'm probably just going to have to pay Chris Long to print the main hull of a land ironclad or two while he's at it. So that I can then print all the stuff to put on it, like the various turrets and wheels and tracks and whatnot. But yeah, just because the demons are going to need something. I think I can print the Goliath that's on Cults 3D on my Mars. The issue is it's two. I was sat for 2 minutes. Holy shit. Good Lord. But, God damn it. Yeah, the Goliath comes in two parts. Like the whole chassis and wheels are one part, and the turret is another. The issue is it's all in the same STL file. And I don't know how to split those things. So that's kind of a potential disaster in terms of getting supports on it and getting it to print nicely. But we'll see. Damn, man. That's embarrassing. Well, Mike, yeah, that makes sense because you're moving from a palace to a mansion. Jeez, Mary and Joseph. I would get lost if I had a 4,300 square foot home.
How big? 4,300 square feet. Holy crap.
Dog, this StreamYard app fucking blows.
No, we heard you. Took 6 months to move during the pandemic out of a 4,300 square foot home to a 20. Dude, 4,300 square feet is huge. I'm living like in a 1,300 square foot house, not counting the basement. Richard says he's been butterflying between about 6 different projects, making very little progress on any of them. And he's back, maybe.
Yeah, so I jumped off because the StreamYard app sucks, man. Like, I don't know what the hell's going on. Mike, that is my whole goddamn house. 850 square feet dedicated to my games. I guess I also then, you could say, have 850 square feet dedicated to my games, except for my kitchen isn't necessarily full of games.
But it is game adjacent and supporting.
Well, there's also gaming stuff just kind of hanging out in my kitchen too, so never mind, yeah.
Because, if you don't eat, you don't live. And if you don't live, you don't game.
Well, if I don't eat, I don't poop, and if I don't poop, I'd never get a single rule book read. So
Fair enough.
it's almost like even more direct than the living thing. Yeah. Mike's got a man cave kitchen. That's awesome, dude. I'm jealous. Good for you, Mike.
It's kind of like Jay Wiley's downstairs little kitchen. He just needs to get a little hot plate going up in there. Well, damn. I'm really disappointed in I shouldn't say really disappointed because they're great decals, but the decals for the numbers on the tail are not mirrored. So in other words, I can't not going to be not going to know if you can see these. I'm bigging myself here to see if it's possible that'll work. So if you see right underneath, right above my finger, you see a yellow and black set of numbers.
Yeah, I mean, I can see lines. I can't read what they say.
Yeah. Well, one should be reversed of the other. Because what's supposed to happen is they're supposed to go over.
Oh, I gotcha.
And they're not going to. So I might, I think I'm going to forego the numbers on the tails and just go with the yellow on there and not worry about putting the decals on the tail numbers in the decals. Yeah. Oh well, life goes on, right?
Accurate, man. You got this. I'm still trying to run through.
First couple of videos on my okay. I don't even do tail numbers in 148. Well, I mean, the decals are here. I can do the decals. It's I'm getting really good at doing really small decal work.
That's pretty awesome.
I use these quite a bit. My anti-static tweezers from my my toolkit to work on computers.
Nice. Nice.
So do you have a good? Did you have to work this weekend?
Yeah, it was good. It happens.
Yeah. Dad was in town. We had the niece's graduation and the nephew's 8th grade promotion last week.
Yep. Hell yeah.
And Dad flew in for that. Things were going well. It rained all fucking day on Friday.
Accurate.
I think we got probably 4.5, 5 inches of rain.
Yep.
Just to the south of us, one of the farmers that comes up and gets feed from us said they had 9 inches of rain. So the rivers are
nuts.
What we would call as high.
Yes.
But Saturday for actual graduation was beautiful. We had On Friday, I uh, smoked 24 pounds of pork shoulder for pulled pork. Uh, and for the party on Saturday, everybody loved it. They raved about it, said it was great. And then Saturday during the day, um, I smoked an almost 16-pound brisket, which we had on Sunday, and it was also amazingly delicious. So I've got the smoking thing down.
I think the
And
biggest
everything.
question is how the hell do you keep that thing lit?
What do you mean?
Because you're smoking it.
Talent, brother, talent. Um, you got to have one of those really long Bic lighters, because you got to reach out because brisket's like this big, so it's sticking out. Got to get that long Bic lighter.
Fair.
I to be honest though, I kind of cheat because I use a pellet smoker, so I just check to make sure it's still going every hour or so. I don't have to worry about feeding it. Um, One of my coworkers smokes briskets and whatnot, and he's like, I gotta be out there like every 30, 45 minutes to put more chips in there. It's like, fuck that. That's mm. I get the same effect with a pellet grill as or a pellet smoker as I would a hardwood smoker or a charcoal smoker, and I don't have to babysit the sucker. So yes, Jay Quar, there there's
I think I
there it
bounced
is.
out again.
Um, there you go, Jay Quar. She did a great job on this guy, to be honest. Of course, every time she paints it, she does an excellent job.
There is the J himself. Look at that.
Yep. Um, there we go. Hit the wrong
Jay's
button.
down here talking about Quar. I'm still thinking about how to rebase my punitive expedition figures for the invasion of Canada in 1925. So who knows? Who knows?
So the one bad part of the weekend is Dad got sick. Um, Not from anything he ate, but just he got sick, so we had to deal with that. But he's feeling better. And it from the time he left Jay's house on Monday to the time he got home in Texas, flying with an airline, was 24 hours and 15 minutes.
Jesus, man, that's nuts.
Yeah, yeah, because of, well, first it was equipment issues, then it was weather issues. Because I don't know if y'all have seen the video of the American Airlines 737 that was at the gate at DFW that got pushed around by the storm. Yeah, that was nuts.
That's nuts. Yeah, no shit.
Because 737s, yeah, it's a not exactly a huge airplane, but it's still a big ass airplane being pushed around by the wind.
That it is. Yeah, no shit.
It's like 80, 90 mile an hour winds.
Did you guys get a bunch of
Um,
hail?
no, no, we up here we just had the rain. But the storms down in Dallas were just insane. So, um, this is the longest 15 minutes ever, Reese.
Again,
Just man.
you saw how slow he's been moving.
Well, there is that. There is that. Uh, oh, Jay says the UPS is supposed to be delivering the car on Saturday. Outstanding.
Has War Games Atlanta not put any STLs out of core?
Not War Games Atlantic. Like I said, Josh Qualitieri has STLs out um, of Quar on his My Mini Factory site.
I gotcha. Huh.
So, whew, these are some tiny ass decals.
Jay, you
Anyway,
want to put a link to that or the name of that My Mini Factory page in the comments here?
I can do that. I think.
Well, you're painting.
No, I'm waiting for a decal to get moistened.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. Bum, ba, da, bum. Boom.
Hot diggity damn.
Okay. Um. So. Yeah, I'll have 24 of those little dudes to assemble and put together and prime up and get painted.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome, man.
And yeah, they're like I said, they're priced really well. When you buy them from War Games Atlantic, I think that's who it's from. Um, because it's just the miniatures. If you buy them from Zombie Smith,
Mm-hmm.
you're buying them for you buy them with like the book and all that.
Yeah.
So okay, come on. Okay, so that is the backwards way. And we're looking to do at least a 4x4 table. Possibly.
What kind of terrain goes on a quar? Like, what do quars live in?
Well, what Jay has been seeing on the interwebs is a lot of damn it, medieval style European homes or buildings.
Okay.
So we're gonna kind of. He's already got some of those set up, so that's kind of what we're gonna go with. And then I think I'm going to look into printing out the French farm in 28 millimeter that I've already got printed in 15 millimeter for What a Tanker,
Okay.
for kind of like the other side there of the table. So have town on one end and farm on the other, and kind of in between is um, defensive positions.
Yeah.
So
Outstanding.
let's say, oh, There he is. Oh shit! I got it upside down. Fuck.
Oh.
Reese,
Hmm.
I see 4 lights.
There's some quite odd stuff, but I don't really see any quar too much, to be honest with you, in here. I need to keep scrolling back.
How you doing, Reese?
Holy
bad.
smokes. Look at that guy. Look at that guy. Where's the sewing
Sorry,
machines?
I'm working on blocking all that out. Don't worry. So
Where's the sewing machines at?
what sewing machines?
The ones that we used to see. The sewing machines and the post or the cork board and everything.
I have no idea, to be honest with you. It's somewhere in the pile, probably.
Fair. On the bright side, you've got so much more room for different scales.
No.
And boats.
I'm gonna take some sort of cloth and block that out, so that the glare is not too bad. So
The stuff to your left isn't that bad. It's the stuff to your right that's just...
yeah,
Yeah, dude. It looks like you have a Death Star super laser just glancing straight into the side of your head, dude.
well,
Like I said, I
it's even
see
worse if I
4.
do that.
I see 4 lights. Actually, that's better.
If it
is
works,
actually,
it
yeah.
works. So
All right,
So,
got the first.
have you-
got the first? Go ahead.
No, go for it, Chris.
So I got the first decal on. It's hard to see because it's white lettering on a silver airplane. But yeah, you can kind of see it there. Oh well. Mandarin Mike says use a period Vietnamese bamboo curtain as a backdrop.
I like Scala's idea of his enhanced interrogation basement.
Yeah, not creepy at all. It puts the lotion on the skin.
I'm just waiting for him to have a steel bed frame that's hooked up to a car battery. Like
Yeah,
every 1980s Vietnam movie that ever existed.
I mean, I've got a car battery and a steel bed frame.
So all of a sudden became a lot less funny.
I kid you
yeah,
not. I've got him sitting right there.
and he's in Arkansas.
Yeah, dude.
I'm not saying. I'm just saying.
It bends over and touches its toes, or its wiener gets the zappy zap again. Yikes.
Oh man! I mean, I did drive from one side of the state to the other today, so
That's not that, dude. That's not a flex in Arkansas.
well, it wouldn't be bad, except you can't go this way. You got to go this way.
Just imagine how awesome it would be if your education standards were high enough to the point where you could go straight there.
See, on the west side of the state where we have Walton money, we can do that because we can build tunnels.
Walton money.
Yeah. Fair.
Oh, good stuff. I've missed you, Reese.
But now you live on the east side of the state, right?
No, I still live on the west side of the state. I just live about an hour south.
What's Saeed?
I'm still confused as to why you had to go across. Anyways.
Because I had a job in Jonesboro today.
Oh, okay.
So we got to do that every 3 months, and it was my turn to do it. So
Should start picking up jobs in St. Louis.
you know, I've been trying to convince my boss to get clients in St. Louis, but he won't.
Why not?
We go as far as Springfield, and that's it.
Lame. St. Louis is a huge market.
Mm-hmm.
It's John Boy Walton money.
Yeah, right.
That's what's up north. I agree with you.
He got confused, McMurray, and thought east was south, and then got even more confused and had to turn around.
It'll happen.
Oh man.
The poor Crawford boy gets confused.
So
Yeah.
I had to drive from Searcy to Kansas City one year, like coming back from school, and I had 104-degree fever. And
Yeah, you weren't hallucinating that shit at all.
man, I don't know how I got home, but at one point I looked up, realized they had no idea where I was, and realized I just need to find 65 and go north. Find 65 and go north. And I found 65. I don't know where, I don't know how, and I went north. So,
God damn. Well, I'm happy you didn't die.
me too. Nobody.
Yeah,
was
you dying. You dying would put a definite damper on my project for
Yeah.
for well, one of
Don't
my
worry. My minis go to y'all in the will, so it's fine either way.
yeah, but I wouldn't. I don't want to have to deal with that.
True. You don't want to have to deal with that giant.
Yeah, no shit. Todd's going to have to drive down there. I'd fucking drive a Honda Civic.
Yeah.
What is he driving these days? I know he doesn't have the Jeep anymore.
Something like it. With a decent sized SUV.
Isn't it red?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
Like a
Yeah, 'cause I
4Runner
went
or a RAV4, one of those two things.
Yeah. So I went through the process of getting all those vinyl stickers made for him, and Jepson sells the damn thing like
The pretty
not even a
cute
year
blue eyes
later.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, you know what happened.
it's okay. Holy Christ.
Yeah, I've got like nothing unpacked, so I'm just kind of sitting here.
Well, start unpacking stuff, dog.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't have my shelves yet, so, but I've got I've got this really nice old desk from the University of Arkansas. I've put all my paints in the drawers, so I can just pull it out and have access to all my paints. It's pretty cool.
Dog, you have the biggest desk in the room. Get after it. Or, I'm sorry, the biggest shelf in the room.
True.
That's the floor.
I'm currently fighting a battle with mole crickets, but once I win that battle, the floor will be mine.
With what?
Mole crickets?
Oh. Put on your bitch stomping shoes and go to work, buddy.
I got them on.
Yep.
Sprinkling diatomaceous earth around the corners and got the shop vac.
Hell yeah, man.
And not just the men crickets, but the women crickets and the children crickets too.
Well, if they stand still, they're just disciplined crickets.
kind of mixing our
Yeah, man.
metaphors there.
Just all the war crime references. Can you war crime against crickets? I don't think you can.
They didn't sign the Geneva Convention.
Hey, it's not a war crime the first time.
Oh, I don't think this is the first time.
Yeah, I think you're right. I don't think they signed the Geneva Convention.
I don't think you necessarily have to be a signatory to get the
benefits.
The rights, yeah. You just have to be a signatory to provide the rights. But yeah. You'd be a little jacked up otherwise.
Come on.
Telemachus has it right. Cricket police action.
There you go.
Need to get Charlie down here and train him to catch it.
Your dog?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Ugh.
Gotta get one of those bug assault rifles that shoots the table salt.
I had one of those at the feed mill. I didn't really think they worked too good.
Or put sand in it.
I like the way you think. Either that or diatomaceous earth.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man.
Yeah.
They all worked pretty good. The sand worked pretty good on like house flies and stuff. But once you graduated to like cicadas or whatever, you really got to go back to a BB gun.
Yeah. We used to get airborne practice shooting horseflies with a Red Ryder.
Yeah, that was the. That's still the ultimate, like skeet shooting practice is going for June bugs. Yeah.
I had a cousin. I don't know how she did it, but she shot a horsefly off a fence post at 50 yards with a Red Ryder.
Luck? I don't know what to tell you. That's
I,
wild.
Yeah, she's like the best shot in the family though. So, and it was a pretty big horsefly. So,
Yeah. Then again, I've seen a number of Red Riders you can barely hit a horse at 50 yards with.
true.
One supposed to think biting his ass, but
Speaking of Walton Goggins and Red Riders, I don't know if any of y'all watch Justified, but in the intro credits, there's like this really dramatic shot of a guy standing and holding a rifle,
when it's a BB gun,
and it's a Red Ryder.
what is it called?
It's Justified.
I've never even heard of it, but now I'm gonna try and go watch the intro once we're done.
Yeah. It's from FX from like 2010 or so. It's a U.S. Marshals crime type show. But the catch is it's like the Eastern District of Kentucky. So it's like all the coal miner towns and stuff like that.
Oh, gotcha. Like modern or?
Yeah, modern.
Oh boy,
Mm-hmm.
baby.
You know, like random campers catching fire because somebody mixed the wrong chemicals.
Yeah. Methamphetamines. Gotta love it. Gotta love it.
Oh man. So this Saturday I'm going to be in the Lou. Actually, this Saturday and Sunday I'm going to be in the Lou. Got a football game to go to on Saturday, and then Sunday we got to go out to West County to get Donna's battery replaced on her iPhone.
I thought you knew a guy who did iPhone battery stuff.
When Apple will do it for free, I know exactly one person that does it, and it's Mr. Tim Cook.
There you go. Is that West County, like St. Louis, West County, or West County?
Yeah, West County Mall.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. They have not reopened the miniature market.
No, not yet. But allegedly, they're moving towards it.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So who knows? But
We have a shortage of game stores around here.
Welcome to my world.
I think we've got one in Fayetteville.
How far is that? Doesn't make it better be a really good one because Fayetteville is a college town. College towns normally have
I went to their
at least one good one.
I went to their Bentonville location. It was all right. We've got a couple of stores that sell Yu-Gi-Oh cards, but
well, that doesn't count at all.
no, and that's all they sell. Or that kind of.
They don't do Magic.
Maybe they're all the same to me.
Oh, okay.
Fair.
I thought Magic Commander was a miniatures game for a while. I got
no, circle doesn't get the square. No, Telemachus, when you say suey like that, you're actually talking about Arkansas, not Eastern Kentucky. Nordic says Yu-Gi-Oh is nowhere near the same as Magic the Gathering. That is blasphemy. Cards are cards, man. If that's your jam, more power to you. If that's how you like to do your gaming, I will not stop you. I will not be the one. I will not harsh your gig. I really need more than two hands to do this.
Decaling?
Yes.
I hate it.
Well, on your way down to West County, stop in North County, swim around in Coldwater Creek for a while. You might grow a third one.
I mean, there is that.
Think possibility. You might grow a third arm. You will certainly get cancer, but you might also grow a third arm. So, I mean, seems like a reasonable trade-off. Well, you're definitely going to get cancer, though, unfortunately. Because that's just how Coldwater Creek operates. You know what's always super fun?
There we go.
Getting a big old bag of cherries, knowing that I'm going to eat like a giant amount of them, and then really have to just shit my brains out later because, duh.
Cherries. Because cherries.
Yeah, cherries are wonderful, though.
They are. I like a cherry. I really do. Cherries are delicious.
Plus, it's that time of year in the Midwest when they're dirt cheap, so that helps.
Yeah, definitely.
With I got these for $3 or $4 a pound, which is pretty outstanding.
Okay, so I've got the decal on the aircraft. Now I just got to get it into the right place on the aircraft. Because right now it's on the wing. And it doesn't belong on the wing.
Where does it belong?
On the nose, underneath the exhaust manifold.
Oof. Yeah. Oof.
But I am getting it, I think. Come on.
How lame. The first and only time the Richelieu class sailed together was in 1956. Congratulations, you snail-eating morons. You finally reached a fucking updated battle fleet with your whopping 2 really stupidly designed fucking battleships in 1956. Build a carrier, you dipshits. I'm sorry. Nelson, Rodney, beautiful. Makes sense. These dipshits with their 2 quad turrets, come on, give me a fucking break. That's like, oh, well, there's a bulkhead in the center, so one side can go up, the other one won't. Yes, it might not be on fire, but it will be approximately 480 degrees inside of that turret as the other half burns as it's separated and you're literally just baking fucking alive. Just assuming your ass doesn't try and keep firing, in which case then you bring bags into red hot barrels, which just begs, well, the one side's on fire. We could blow this side up from the inside, so fuck yeah. But yeah. I just don't get it, man. Whatever. I don't know. People love that shit, and it blows my mind.
Sorry for not talking much. I am really concentrating on getting this decal lined up right.
You know what else is dumb? Suffering. Pair of gray. Let's put a pair of 8-inch guns on a fucking submarine. Never mind the fact that you can't see, halfway. Actually, it's probably if you can see a quarter of the way. So that gun's effective or maximum range from the conning tower of a damn submarine. And then you just add the fact that, there's next to no traverse. Oof. Can't even see to accurately get, targeting data and observe to fall a shot. Oof. You don't really have any space for a full-blown rangefinder if you're just kind of estimating anything anyhow. Oof. And then the fact that you're trying to carry on an already cramped for space submarine, ammo, equipment, and everything else for, 2 8-inch guns. Double oof. And then you pack a bunch of 8-inch gun ammunition and charge bags into
No, you gotta be
submarine.
fucking kidding me.
Oof.
Yeah.
What's up?
I've got it on reversed. There we go.
I'd say okay. Hey, Reese.
Yeah.
What sort of hookers you going to have in your next 54 millimeter game?
I don't know, man.
You don't know?
I do not know. I'm looking at that master box set. It's got the Arvin Pimp, the 2 hookers, and the 2 GIs, basically straight out of Full Metal Jacket.
There you go.
So,
I mean, you have a 3D printer. You can do whatever the hell you feel like.
yeah, I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, Nordic, I'm no good at blackjack. 5 cards my game.
Well, whatever.
There we go.
Learned it on the back of a church bus playing on a cooler stuck between 2 seats.
Going to hell. But yeah. Yeah. Man. So I'm doing that Kriegspiel, right, with Jay,
Yeah.
Chris. Like, all I want to do is dive into the naval aspect of warplane red with the 1925 U.S. Navy facing down the 1925 Royal Navy. Like, mainly because the only 16-inch armed ships the Royal Navy has is the fresh off the line Nelson and Rodney, right?
Yeah.
Which fresh off the line don't even count as viable battleships, to be honest with you. I love them. But especially right off the line, they are not. No. Their guns shot their mounts apart like everything. No. It's just not a thing. Sorry, folks. You guys know I love you, but it's not a thing. Meanwhile, back in the 14-inch department, the U.S. has the 4 triple turreted standards that are also all or nothings, which are essentially just fucking 14-inch machine guns that are wonderful, man. Is it anything approaching like
the Tennessee, the Colorado, or the Tennessee, the California,
yeah,
and then the Mississippi, Idaho, and New Mexico.
something like that? And then our 16s were still 4 dual turrets, but even so,
Yeah.
I'm not worried about that right now. The wild
Scala Gremlin.
What's up?
Scala Gremlin said, back in the 14-inch department, you rang.
Yeah, well, we got a meeting later, Scal, so don't worry, buddy. Jesus Christ. But yeah, the nice thing is, due to the limitations of both range estimation and fire control, there's less worry about trading penetration for penetration because you're engaging far closer, right? So
Yeah.
while your main armor belt might not be too bad off, everything else is just getting shot to pieces by, again, just absurd amounts of just spammed 14-inch shell fire. And
oh yeah, just because.
Then 8-gun broadsides of 16s, right? And I'm not saying that the breech loading 15-inch Mark 1 isn't a stellar gun, because it is.
Sure.
But like the trade-off, right, for post-Washington Naval Treaty is the hood, right? Because that's, the flying ointment of, hey, so remember that time we restricted battleship tonnage to 35,000 tons? Yeah. Remember that time you retards built a 41 or 42,000 ton battle cruiser? Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, you remember that time you dipshits only put 8 15-inch guns on it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. You essentially have R-class armament. And by essentially R-class armament, I mean you have the same number of tubes of the same number of guns and the same number of turrets on something that's like 4 times more expensive and twice as large, and thus twice as large of a target. Like, okay, cool. Can the hood go quick? Yes. Is it a pretty ship? Yes. Is it going to stand 2 in a battle line against ships that can be produced at twice the rate and put more than twice the firepower behind?
Nope.
Ooh, probably not, man. That's going to be a rough sell.
I mean, wow. The Brits went 12 years without putting out a single battleship.
I mean, so did everybody else on account of the decade-long moratorium after the after the Washington Naval Treaty. Like, that was kind of the whole point. The other nice thing about 1925, though, is carrier tonnage is even. The difference is the Brits are temporarily locked in with like Hermes, Argus, Eagle, and stuff. There are these ratchet ass conversions. It's going to be a whole lot harder to sell at penny pinching Parliament and British public. Hey, we should replace these. As opposed to the U.S. rolling out the Lexingtons, which can double as lightly armored heavy cruisers.
Okay.
On account of the fact of the 8-inch guns on each one of them mounted in front and behind of the island. But yeah.
Okay, so to be fair, the United States went 20 years between battleships. Or 19 years, because the Colorados were the Maryland was in 20. The Colorado was 21. March of 21. West Virginia was November of 21. And then you popped off with North Carolina and Washington in 1940. In fact, the Washington was was commissioned exactly 30 years before I was born on June 1st, 1940.
Yes.
So, but you're also looking at a huge departure in what what was put down. Huge difference in capabilities between the two ships.
Accurate. Now be my point is looking at those guys versus the KG5s. Again, not that the KG5s aren't cool.
Right. But
I'm happy that we're just graduated more barrels. But there's still only one more, and they're 14-inch guns.
Exactly, yeah.
Which, again, I can kind of understand. Given who the British were going to face, that's what they needed, right? They're going to predict the Italian quality control force, accuracy issues. But at the same time, they're looking at Italians and being like, yeah, are you really going to produce that many things that precisely?
Yeah, exactly.
Probably not.
And
go back to your garlic bread, dickheads.
One quick second. Nord, no. Been there, done that, never again.
Nice. Yeah, Nord was wanting to do a trade for Southern Bells for bland Northern chicks. No. I guess I knew this, but I didn't realize it. But the Nelson and the Rodney were the only 16-inch gunned ships the Brits had.
Correct. The only ones ever made.
It was one of those things I knew that, but it just didn't click,
Yeah, so it is, and the issue is, like I said, their 15-inch Mark I had a reasonably heavy shell. It was known for being remarkably accurate.
Yeah.
Which is understanding when you make almost 200 of a battleship grade munition, a battleship grade gun, and you're making 200 of them, that's mind boggling. Right?
Yeah.
Think about that. The Iowas, there were 27 of them made to be put onto ships. I don't know how many total were made, but the British made that gun for a long time. It was a well-designed gun to start with. And goddamn, man.
That would be a very big Bismarck.
It would. Charles, what kind of game are you trying to run with them? So if you're running like a game where the torpedo bombers are the focus, you can probably do it using one of the 1-700 Bismarck.
Yeah, that's what I would go with. Because a 1/300 scale Bismarck would be gargantuan.
Yeah, it's going to be like 2.5, 3 feet long. And it would be really expensive, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I just got one of the Tamaya 1-700 Rodneys for $14 in a brick and mortar hobby store. So I can only imagine what you can find it for online.
Hey McMurray, you do okay with the weather up there? I saw St. Louis had a little bit of.
Oh, it got peachy.
Okay.
It got downright shitty for a minute there.
Yeah.
I don't know if the hail killed every cicada in North County, but I was out in the park today and I didn't hear a single goddamn one of those little things.
It'll do it.
Oh,
We had hay down So we're dealing with that.
It was unpleasant. There's a lot of people with really jacked up houses and cars and everything else.
Well, there's a downtown up here that's kind of missing now. So
There's a downtown where you live? Is that like the part of town that's down the hill or what?
something like that. Downtown Rogers. So Northwest Arkansas is really made up of 4 or 5 different towns, depending on how you slice it. Bentonville, Rogers, Springdale, then Fayetteville. And it spun up over Bentonville and then came down over Rogers.
So a 1/300th scale Bismarck is going to be almost 31 and 2/3 inches at the water line. So probably 33 or 34, 35 inches length overall. So yeah, it'd be a big ass boat.
Buddy, you cannot call Rogers a city. It's got 3 times the population of my fucking beat.
Dude, keep in mind that Arkansas is lucky to be called a state.
There's no way.
Well,
Yeah, that's because of the incest, though, not the
put
population.
it this way. The first Walmart ever was in Rogers. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, the Diamond State Park was way south of all that.
The first turkey I ever petted and attempted to fist bump was in Spanish Lake.
Yeah, it's about the same.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so the population of Arkansas is roughly the same as the population, or is actually smaller than the population of Houston. Whatever.
I mean, that's fair. Houston's gigantic.
To be fair, Houston is gigantic.
And my statement still stands. Arkansas is prettier than Houston.
That's a guaranteed. There ain't nothing pretty in Houston.
And I can probably drive across Arkansas faster than I can drive across Houston.
Depends on time of the day, yeah. You can probably get across Houston faster than you can, or you can get across Arkansas faster than you can Austin on most days.
Yeah.
It would be a nice display. What is a 1/300 scale Bismarck going for?
I'm sure there's a ton of different models, and I'm sure even within some of the same manufacturers, you can get different kits that are different prices, like ones with photo etch and everything else like that.
Well, shit. Is that right? That can't be right.
You can get a 1/350th, it looks like. For
Yeah, no, 1/350th is what you're gonna have to find. Yeah, sweet mother of God, the whole population of your state is like 300,000 more than the population of the St. Louis, metro area.
Yep.
Nice, sweet. Anyhow, back to Bismarck.
You can get a remote control one for about $100.
Okay, tell me what the scale is. God bless America.
For what?
Well, I found one here on Amazon for basically $45, but it's not telling me what the scale is.
Look it up on Skillmates.
If I could find the the model number, whatever. I could look it up for you. But I'm looking at it too.
Oh, it's 1/700th. Okay.
Oh, that explains it.
It's a good looking model. Just don't want it 1/700th scale.
I mean,
Yeah,
it looks
my
like
hood
a torpedo magnet.
Yeah, you'd probably have to end up doing 1/350th.
Yeah, I mean that's the gold standard to a certain extent.
Here's one for $80. The Lindbergh model.
Depending on how old it is, it might be a pain to put together. I've had really bad experience with Lindbergh.
I'm about to say some Lindbergh models are not the greatest, but some are bad. I mean, I've built a lot of Lindbergh models.
It depends on which one.
Yeah.
The Tinman destroyer escort that I built was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was the ship that was commanded by my boss's father when I worked at the lumberyard.
Yep. What about like done Revel? I'm sure Revel's got one.
Yeah.
Tamaya, $360.
No. Find the one without the photo etch and the chunk that comes with some of the. Excuse me. Von Luchen's semen.
Here's vintage Tamaya or Tamia or however you people pronounce it for $87.50 on Etsy.
So you got to pronounce it Tim Yao. That way Reese can get it in Arkansas. You only get it when it's Tim Yao.
Nice.
That and Reese.
Yeah, that's okay. I heard somebody say Kung Fu chicken the other day.
Hell yeah, dude. That's the stuff that's recycled by the chickens naturally.
Yeah.
That is the stuff with the extra MSG in it that, it gets your bowels going.
Okay. MSG makes it taste good.
It does. It's quite literally powdered taste.
I think this was the last decal model I did, Chris. I think I did it on live stream with y'all. Actually.
Yeah, you did.
So
this was my last decal model.
Mike, you are not wrong.
No, not emergent semen. Gunter von Lynch's semen. That's Admiral semen.
No. And then I got these. I got all 6 of my bombers done except for the stars. They're on their way.
Stars up in the heart of Texas.
And then I just need to figure out how I'm going to paint up these German airplanes. Because I got the decals for them. I just got to figure out exactly how I'm going to get them painted.
Well, when you figure it out, let me know, because I don't like mine either.
Good Lord, Nord.
What's that?
Nord said he's got the 1/700 Deluxe Bismarck kit on the shelf.
Ugh.
Shoosh.
Charlie, go kill a cricket or something. Come on.
Charlie, quit humping everything. Jeez, Lou.
Nord wishes he had a dedicated model hobby shop around him.
That's fair. Schaefer's is really cool, but their ship models are certainly lacking.
Yeah.
What model? Mark Twain has got a pretty good selection.
I'm sorry, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah, they do. Mark Twain is pretty outstanding.
How's their collection of 135th figures?
It's pretty good. That's what I was sending you all those pictures of. They got a bunch of Master Box or Hobby Boss, whichever one it is.
Oh, yeah, that's where you saw the paratrooper and French lady.
Yeah. They had the Vietnamese one, too.
I'm going to grab it on Amazon here in a little bit, or eBay, one or the other.
There you go. That's the spirit.
Gotta wait for my hobby budget to come back up. So
Wait for it to come back up.
mhm.
You haven't spent anything on the hobby budget in the last few months because you've been too busy dragging, your sled of
I
home
have
goods.
I have a lot of hobbies, and they're all on one budget.
Well, that's true. That's fair.
And I am in the process of rebuilding the Model 11. So
It's you silly people with wives and shit that have other things to spend your money on. Dorks. Being all happy and fulfilled in life. Losers.
man, I just worked an 18-hour day. I don't know about fulfilled, but I am happy.
Oh, that's fair. I know how that goes too. It's okay.
Which is why I'm not super talkative.
Oh, that's what I was going to look up. I was going to look up flags of war. I think the next big group project around here for 2025 is going to be 28 millimeter ACW.
Hey, Chris, before I forget, I saw you had trouble with those tail numbers. Did that come from Miscellaneous Mini?
Yeah.
If you say something to him, he will probably fix it.
Yeah, I need to mention it to him because I don't know if anybody has mentioned it to him. But
Did he do those for you custom, or did he?
No,
Okay.
they were already designed.
Gotcha.
I mean, they're great looking. They're really great looking decals. It's just they should be color mirrored. One would be yellow black, the other should be yellow black.
Yeah, and as I said, he designs all those himself, so I mean, it'd be an easy fix for him.
Yeah,
And I'm pretty sure he prints them on demand too. So
he can print them on demand. Yeah, I was just lucky to have some that I could order immediately and in the style that I wanted.
yeah,
So, not a big deal. Like I said, I'm just going to go without making them.
you could make little black lines and little yellow lines.
Yeah. No, don't fold. Don't fold. Stay on target. Stay on target. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. There we go. Yeah, growing up, I had had a really good hobby store nearby in San Antonio called Dibbles. It was actually the guy's last name. It was Dibble. And it's still in business all these years later. Which
There's
is
a pretty good one in Overland Park.
a model store in Overland Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's like Hobby Town or something. I mean, it's
yeah.
a good one.
There was one up in Gladstone, Hobbytown, USA, up in Gladstone, that my former father-in-law would frequent. That's where he got all of the World War II ships for me. Come on.
McMurray.
Yep.
So Armies in Plastic just made shipboard cannons in my scale.
No shit. Like
Yeah.
Napoleonic shipboard cannons?
Yep.
Painting 54 millimeter Napoleonics?
Not. I mean, I have some already. I've had and sold multiple times of 54 millimeter Napoleonics.
Good lord, you sound like Todd. Do you have a lease program for them?
No. But then Expeditionary Force makes sailors and stuff for the War of 1812.
Ah,
So I'm thinking about doing like War of 1812 era stuff.
winning. Can you get like Tripolian pirates and whatnot? And
Not cheaply, but I do have a 3D printer.
that you do, my friend.
So
You
because the LOD Shores of Tripoli play sets at 54 are super pricey. But I don't know how big even the smallest ship would be in 54.
Yeah, you're gonna play with rowboats, big dog.
What'd you say?
You're gonna play with rowboats, big dog.
I am thinking about doing like a keelboat or something on the Mississippi with a couple of small cannons on it.
Hell yeah.
Like fire support against like Indian attack or something.
Hell yeah.
Because I do have a bunch of frontiersmen and northeast tribesmen. So
That would be perfect. Doing like a flat bottom boat or a bateau.
yeah, keelboat on the Ohio or something. And
Yep.
so I gotta figure out either how to print one out of the scale I need and what cannons I need to put on it. Because keelboats with cannons.
Yeah, dude, I watched The Revenant.
I haven't.
I have. It's real entertaining.
But I swore off like early American frontier after my first March to Victory.
It's reasonable.
Yeah, and I have decided that I'm actually going to do it, but I'm going to do it all in winter basing because I am not going to compete with that.
Solid. I can't blame you.
Yeah, I followed his blog.
You don't want to go up against Mr. Clucky.
No, as I said, I followed his blog for years. Thought it was amazing. He inspired me so many times. And I saw it for real and went, "Yeah, that's even more amazing than I thought." I'm out.
Yeah. Not just discouraged. Shit.
Yeah. So, because some of the sculpts that he has in metal were reused, or at least heavily inspired. Some of the sculpts Armies in Plastic did. So I was like, "Oh, I can paint like that." No, I cannot.
You're also starting about 8 steps back. You know that his models were painted when he bought them.
Yeah, true. And he's like brushing up on them and everything else.
But yeah.
But yeah, I want to do it in winter because I'm doing all snow based because I've got a lot of snow terrain, which means I need to dig out my Korean War stuff too.
Hell yeah.
Which I don't know if you saw the message or not. I got another H-13.
Outstanding.
So we've got 2 H-13s now.
So you can recreate the first scenes of the TV series MASH.
Da, 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 da. Okay, kids, go to bed.
Right? Hit it.
Yeah. So I'd only seen the opening scene for like the first 15 or 16 years of my life. Just because it came on at 10 and time to go to bed.
Yeah.
But I got the complete series as a wedding present.
Oh, there you go.
We watched about half of it on the honeymoon. It's pretty good.
Well, you did better than what I did on my second honeymoon. My second honeymoon was tearing the covered porch off of the front of the cabin up in Minnesota.
Yeah.
While Donna sat on the dock reading her book, which I don't fault her. for doing that because that's exactly what I told her to do. So,
Oh, which reminds me, McMurray, in November, I need to send you Hawkeye
Hell yeah.
and Hot Lips and Radar.
Hell yeah.
So
why don't you just bring them to Tacticon?
that's what I mean in November.
I think TouchCon is what, September or some shit?
No, November. It's Veterans Day weekend.
Oh, okay.
Also, Chris, be thinking about what you need for that because I can try to get my hands on it and or put together what we need. So
Yeah. Uh, after after J3 and Battles and Brews are done. Uh,
oh yeah, that's no rush. Sorry.
yeah, but my two focuses will be Quar and uh, Force on Force.
Okay. Yes, Nord. He's holding a teddy bear.
Who's holding a teddy bear?
Radar.
Oh yeah.
And to answer Mike's earlier question, it was indeed root beer, and no, the pup did not get a sip.
Lame.
Well, he found out he doesn't like spicy water, i.e., carbonated beverages, and so if he can smell the carbonation, he backs off. That's what happens when you put Sprite in a bottle cap and tell the dog to drink it.
Yep. All right, Telemachus, you summoned it. You get it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Anthropomorphic anteaters circa World War One.
Yeah, I was interested in the rules, especially if they involve trench raiding.
Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to take a look.
I need to put together my trench raiding table.
And actually, if you go to Zombie Smith, the website, you can download all 5 of the PDFs for free.
Okay, I might have to do that. I've seen a lot of rules for trench raiding, but honestly, nothing's much better than Fistful of Lead.
Yep.
Trade them up, give them goofy weapons. So, is Chris Long still on here? Or did he dip out earlier?
I do not know. I didn't see one way or the other.
Gotcha. Because I'm still working on my Canadians. And I know he's offended I gave him the Ross, but it is what it is.
Oh, yeah, you betcha, don't you know?
Well, gentlemen, I'm going to have to go take a shower. I smell like a dish machine. So.
Yeah, I'm about to call it myself. I'm just hoping to get this one last decal on. It's the checkerboard around the nose.
There's a reason that I don't do checker tails or checker nosed. And
oh, it's easy when you have a decal.
yeah, not in 1/600.
Well, no. No, I would say not.
Trouble or anything. So
Problem is that these decals aren't very sticky.
Do you have any solvent on hand?
No, I'm just using water. It's just you got to get the right touch of water on there.
I think we lost.
What's that?
I think we lost McMurray. We got to dive her down.
Yeah. I think you fell asleep.
I'm headed that direction.
All right. Well, with that, I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night, boys and girls. Thanks, everybody, for showing up. Reese, it was good to see you again.
Good to be here. Finally got internet down here, so.
Going to be around next week?
I'm going to try to. No,
All right.
no promises. I'm going to try to. I'm going to try to have less blinding lights.
So. All right. Well, guys, take care. And until next time, we will see you on the flip side.